Good, ladies and gents, welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, remember to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification so you can get notified straight away when we drop new videos, new content. Of course, also leave your thoughts below about the videos, the topics that we discuss here on the channel. So without further ado, as I always say, let's get into it. So yeah, lately there's been a bit of news going around about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and this in this day and age there seems to be a lot of these crazy rumors and exhibition things flying about, and the latest exhibition thing is that Floyd Mayweather Jr., as many of you will know, I think I done a video on this before, he was looking to fight Logan Paul, which is a very famous YouTuber. He's made millions off of YouTube. He's got, I don't know, probably 20, 30 million followers or maybe more on YouTube, and along with his brother Jake Paul, I think slightly younger. And Logan Paul is a big guy, about probably, I think he's about cruiserweight. Fought KSI, another famous YouTuber from over here in Great Britain. Again, another guy made fortune off of this YouTube thing. So yeah, so Floyd Mayweather apparently is still looking to fight Logan Paul. I think it was meant to be this month, like 24th of Feb. But apparently that it's not gaining as much traction because they were talking quite a lot about it, and they were saying, oh, you can get it for $50 if you pay right now, and they were doing these different pay-per-view price bands, but apparently as of right now it's not doing as well as they want it to be. Apparently it's not, the fight is not really gaining the sort of traction that they wanted to. So from what I'm understanding, this pay-per-view, this thing with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather is going to be pushed back. There's also been a lot of interest with Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul, brother of Logan Paul, because Jake Paul is going to fight. He's already 2-0, but I mean, when you say 2-0, he's 2-0 against a YouTuber. It is Anderson Gibb, another famous YouTuber, millions of followers. He got knocked out by Jake Paul in a YouTuber fight. Actually was on the Zone last year, I believe. And he's also KO'd a basketball player. And so he's going around, he's braggadocious, bragging about his win. And then, so he's another one in that Floyd Mayweather, I think, is targeting him as well. So he wants both of these, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, both brothers. But I don't think it's gathering as much traction as he'd want at the moment. But now, lately, the latest one is that he's offered 50 Cent a fight. So as we know, anyone knows a bit about Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, they're guys that I think they've had kind of an on and off relationship. 50 Cent has appeared in various of these 24/7 programs that used to be on, I think, HBO or whatever. And then they used to be called something else on Showtime. And it was just, I think it was Floyd Mayweather's idea where he'd showcase his house and show how he trains, and it'll be like a docu-series thing. So 50 Cent and Mayweather, they've had a friendship for a long time. They both know each other quite well, and sometimes they've been beefing with each other, talking, not proper beef, but just talking about each other on social media. 50 Cent was doing his stuff about Floyd Mayweather can't read and putting out sound bites and videos. And 50 Cent, he likes to instigate, he likes to make a bit of trouble online. And yeah, he's still a very famous guy, very well-known guy in the hip-hop community. So yeah, it's something that if that does happen, it would generate a lot of money. It will be interesting to see, because obviously 50 Cent is a big guy. He's a big, probably 200-pound plus guy. He's a lot bigger than Mayweather, a lot taller than Mayweather, a lot physically, you've got to say, physically stronger and everything. And he likes to, he likes to talk tough. He's become more of a businessman and more of an actor over the past few years. And I think this is one of those fights where it's just kind of a circus. It's just kind of a crazy show, because I think it would do what Floyd Mayweather wants it to do in terms of bringing in bringing eyes to the game, because obviously 50 Cent, he would bring a non-boxing audience. He would bring in sort of the hip hop audience, people who've watched him on TV and stuff. So I think this sort of thing would generate a lot of money and would put a lot of eyes on that particular fight. The biggest thing about that fight is that Floyd Mayweather has apparently offered it as a winner takes all fight. So in other words, you go into the fight, you box, and if the winner takes all the money, so and the loser takes absolutely nothing, so you go into that fight, and if you don't win, then you take home nothing. So that's kind of a caveat, or that's a condition that Floyd Mayweather has apparently offered to 50 Cent. So um, it's one of those where he's kind of, I suppose, it's kind of calling a bluff in a way, like saying, well, he and of course Mayweather knows 50 Cent. I think years ago he boxed as an amateur or something, had a couple of fights, but yeah, obviously it doesn't can't touch a guy like Floyd Mayweather. And I think it's just one of them where Mayweather knows, guy can't touch me. We can have a fight. I'll make all the money, and I'll send 50 home with nothing. I think that's kind of the idea there with Floyd Mayweather. There's a lot of rumors circulating around why would Floyd Mayweather need to do this. Some people are saying, he's strapped for cash because they always see him in these strip clubs and places and just throwing money away, buying new cars, new houses, and all this stuff. And there's some rude people saying that he's doing it because he hasn't got the cash anymore, he needs money, or blah blah blah. But me personally, I think, while I can see, yeah, the guy does spend a fortune, and I wouldn't rule out the possibility of him needing a bit of money, but my theory is that I think it's a case of him missing the spotlight and missing the attention that he got when he was an active fighter. Because when he was an active fighter, he was a lot more under the spotlight, a lot more people talking about who he's going to fight next. There was a lot of people talking about him and Pacquiao for several years before that happened, and all eyes were sort of on him. And I think some eyes have now gone off of him because he's no longer an active fighter. He's no longer jumping in the ring and boxing anymore. And that was, boxing is what made Mayweather who he is. That's his whole life. So I think it's, for me personally, I think it's a case of he wants attention. He wants the masses and the people to be looking at him and looking to him, and he wants everyone to be thinking about what he's doing. Although, don't get me wrong, he does still get a bit of attention, but I think overall what this is these sort of exhibitions, for me personally, they're sort of an attention grab. And of course he'll make a fortune in the process, but for me, I feel like he just wants the spotlight to be on him, and he wants the attention of the general public, of the masses. And I think that's why we're hearing about things like this. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Do you think he's looking for money, he's strapped for cash or anything like that? Or do you reckon, like me, it's just an attention thing where he wants the attention of the public, he wants all eyes to be on him? Because at the end of the day, he's got an enormous ego. He thinks the world of himself. He really, really does believe his own hype. He does believe he's TBE, the best ever. So I believe this is an ego thing where he can feed his ego, beat up a couple of YouTubers, get his own back on 50 Cent or whatever for anything 50 Cent said. And that's what I think about it anyway. So yeah, anyway, until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out. I'll catch you on the next one.